I was just about to go to
Here we
bed,
go.
but
Okay, welcome everyone to the Zoned on Your Tardass podcast, episode 1. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Badwolf 66. What's up, bro?
hello, tired. I'm okay though.
All right, so Badwolf, it's kind of interesting how we met.
Mm-hmm.
We met through the mutt there, Mr. Noelly. So why don't
Mm.
you kind of describe a little bit of that if you want to?
Well, when watching his channel, he recommended you for Doctor Who news and rumors, and that's how I discovered you.
Right.
Before that, I didn't even know that you even existed.
Okay.
Yeah, and when was that? 5 years ago?
Long time ago. Now you were also his moderator, right?
For a short while, yes.
And you also did his intros. Didn't you do an intro? You said.
Yeah, I did let me see. Yeah, an intro. It was that long ago. I'd have to
So
check
what?
it.
So what? When was there trouble in paradise between you and him? Like, what the hell did he do to you?
Well, it's not really too much trouble. I mean, he
Well, what
did.
happened? I mean, you guys were you were good with each other, and then you weren't. So what happened?
I don't know. We just drifted apart mostly. I mean, I was a moderator for a while, and then um, my condition was getting worse. My heart condition. This was
All right.
before I had my heart ablation, so I couldn't moderate like I could because I was
Okay.
feeling tired every day.
Okay.
But I kept it to myself because I didn't want to worry people.
Okay. So you
So,
weren't. So you weren't fired, like as a moderator to do with being friends with me. Wasn't that the situation that you became friends with me?
well, they thought I was drifting towards you
Okay.
in like alliance wise, but I had nothing against Noel.
Right. So they
I mean,
wanted you all to themselves, really.
yeah.
They were hawking you. Now my question is, I mean, that I think around that time I was going towards the gaming, and I
Mm,
even said I wanted to have like a team, right? Like I wanted to have like people that would do thumbnails, or I wanted to have people that would do different things, or do podcasts on it, and I'd be doing the gaming, and then I have people, I have my game advisor unknown and stuff, right? So like
yeah.
I was talking about doing the team extreme like gaming,
Mm,
and I guess problem being had a problem with that
hmm.
when it had nothing to do with Doctor Who or
Mm,
Noel or anything, right? But I guess
yeah.
control freaks. There you go. You want to talk about that a
Mm,
little bit because there was some kind of situation with that too, where it wasn't problem being trying to get you to not do that, like do gaming or do anything like that.
mm. He
Wasn't
had a
there
go at
interaction?
me.
He did.
Yeah, he had to go at me. Yeah, but that was
Really
it.
bad.
No, it was resolved very quickly.
What did he say? I mean, I know what he said back then, but just refresh
Yeah,
my memory.
he said, "Oh, I thought we lost you to Joe," and I said, "No, I can do what I like. I can go where I like. I can
Right,
talk to who I like."
right. It's all about control with Noel and problem being, and it's never given person a choice. And
Mm,
when I started doing podcasts and everything, I was welcoming people in my group going on to other podcasts. I went onto other podcasts, so it was none of that nonsense of you're strictly with us or whatever. People turned it into that, which is why some people from my group drifted apart, and they wanted it. If you're going to be on that, you're not going to be on anybody else's podcast. I never believed in that nonsense. I always believed you go where you want to go and have fun and talk, and there's no. This is not like baseball. You're not hiring a free agent. You're not, you know. But if you start causing that nonsense where you're trying to affect who comes on whose podcast or who talks to who, I mean that's like communism. That's like other forms of thing. I mean the fact that the complete control of you. where you can't go where you want to go, or you can't talk to anybody. That's kind of absurd coming from Noel and Problem being. And I always felt that that was fucked up. And I even, people had shared with me, it wasn't just you, but people back then had shared with me all the nonsense that they both did, because I guess Noel was leaning towards wanting to battle me like he always did. And if he was going to battle me, like that was the point, right? So now here we are, how many years later, and Noel strikes again.
Yeah.
And I wasn't having it, but he keeps going on about it. So it's just a shame. I've never done that to him and his people, but he tried to destroy me and mine. In fact, this has nothing to do with you, but him and Problem being went as far as try to infiltrate the Real Hoovians cast by getting to some of my members and trying to get them to sabotage my show, because Noel deemed my show to end and saw me as a threat and did not want me in the Hoovian community. And I wound up kicking out 2 members and dumping them when I found out that that was the plot, that Noel had given them orders and threatened them and try to go on the show and try to sabotage Joe's show and try to get him to stop doing podcasts. And when I found out about that, I was pretty pissed off. This was a couple of years ago, mind you. Never made light of it, never made a big thing about it. But to say I was disappointed, yeah, I was disappointed that Noel's afraid of everybody, afraid of people, and doesn't want people to talk about Doc 2 unless it's to do with him. And if he feels he can control people like dogs, he will control. So I found it disrespectful with you when you're moderating and then all of a sudden you're talking to me and they dumped your ass. I felt that was fucked up, and you knew that was fucked up, and you knew it was fucked up just because you wanted to talk to me. But
Yeah,
why do you
that's when
think
you two were arguing, wasn't it, at the time?
Yeah, but why do you think I kind of like wanted to do my gaming thing and just get away from all this?
Because
nonsense?
Doctor Who can be overwhelming at times, and you need
It's
a break
not even
from it.
it's not even Doctor Who that's overwhelming. It's the assholes like the Zone, the Tardass Zone, and Problem being fucking their fucking political bullshit, really. And I've called out Problem being plenty of times. He created fake accounts. He tried to attack me. Tried to whatever. I said, I don't need to hide behind fake accounts, bro. Why don't you just fucking show yourself? But, they've done all this, and this is documented. It's fact. And the fact what they did to you is documented, and this is what the purpose of this podcast is going to be. It's going to show and expose every bad thing they've done to people. And I'm sorry he dumped you as a moderator. I'm sorry that it had to do with you wanting to be friends with me. They should not control who you're friends with. And, I never was abandoning Doctor Who. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I wanted to do my gaming mostly. You know that. I'm huge with gaming.
You're a hardcore gamer.
Yeah. And now it just kind of interferes with my vision now because I'm being pulled back in, right?
But, a lot can happen within an hour. I mean, this could all be resolved within next week.
It could, but who's the one that threw the first punch?
Well, you were just
Not me.
going about your stuff, and then
right. The whole point was that I had said it baffles me that there's all these hatred videos about Doctor Who. So I went on everybody's podcast, like comments, talking nice to people. When people were nasty to me because they want the show to fail and they want negativity and they don't want to look at reason and they don't want to look at the fact that the show's continuing, I posted and I said, look, I don't like bullies. And I said that, what's going on with Doctor Who's fucked up. And I says, now they could all eat it, that Doctor Who's continuing, right? I said season 3 is going to happen, all this stuff. So I wasn't talking about Noel. And the whole point was that if I wanted to talk about Noel, I would say, Noel, you're this. I've never been afraid. So the fact that I caught him when I guess he's in his drunken stupor, and he decided to have a go with me. And I told him before we interacted, I said, look, I said, you're starting with me, and you got it wrong. I'm not talking to you. I'm not battling you. You don't want this. And then he's like making it like he wants it. And then I find out, oh, this is why he attacked me, because he needs money. He needs subscribers. He needs views. He got kicked off of X because he's not a premium member, and he just made this video about it. So, and then if you look at the timeline from when he made the video, he's basically attacking people for a go, so he could do podcasts about it. So I was like, oh, this was a fucking setup. This was a fucking setup because, he's irrelevant, and he hasn't talked about Doctor in a long time, so nobody gives a fuck what he has to say. And now he needs something to bring him back. And even then I was going to be like, you know what? I had an exchange with him, and I said, that's it. I'm not doing this. And then today I had an allergic reaction. I was sleeping most of the day. I woke up and I see him still attacking me. So it's on now. It's on. So not going to tolerate this nonsense. I don't do that to other people. I don't fucking try to create coups or text messages or manipulations or you can't be friends with Major Floyd. That is fucking ridiculous. And I'm sorry, but problem being, you're a fucking asshole. And no, you're an asshole too for doing it. Fuck you, honestly. That's basically it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And they know they're fucked up. And they don't need for me to tell them that they're assholes. They know they're assholes. Okay? We have facts to prove that they're assholes. Even their assholes know that they're assholes. Okay, so that's basically it. I just wanted to break the ice with this one of many, many podcasts on the subject because I'm going to expose them for all these people that they have hurt and burned at some point in time. And I don't know what your relationship is with them now. You don't even talk to them now, do you?
Not that much these days, no. I see him tweeting a lot about Ireland and other issues, but yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, you've done a great job for me as a moderator, and you can do whatever you want. You ain't going anywhere, and you work on your timetable and do whatever you want, as much as you want or as little as you want. There is no pressure from me. I think I've always treated you with respect, right? We've always gotten along. So, you know what? And when the time comes, money comes my way. I told you. I even paid you to do the Crash, right? The video on Crash 1 and Crash 2. So when the time comes, I'll pay you again. So thank you, Badwolf, for all your contributions.
No problem.
And thank you for, I don't want to quote Golden Girls, but thank you for being a friend. Despite the commands of number 2, Poopy Doopy, problem being, thank you very much, despite being ordered from Noel not to be friends with me. Thank you for standing up to that horrible regime. Those monsters at the Zone. All right? All right. On that note, hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Badwolf. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.